Right, you guys ready?
ComX presents.
Alex, not yet. Lauren, what are you doing?
Making everything look sexy and chilling.
By the way, I don't want to eat anyone's thumbnails.
Thanks, Nick May, for that's super helpful. Can we just get the show going?
ComX net, is it ComX net AU or?
Are you ready for drinking? Drawing? What about laughing? Well, hold on to your crumpets. It's season 2 of the ComX Friday Night Drink and Draw, with your hosts Sizzle and Spedsy, and the man they call Quick, plus Australia's most attractive artists and creators, many of whom have books for sale at comx.shop. Alright Dave, you can start drawing.
Yeah, if you can make sense of it, good luck. Woo! We're back for another episode. Welcome to Friday Night's Drink and Draw from
Hello,
ComX
everybody.
Studio. Tonight, our theme is Scud the Disposable Assassin. For those, and just I'll quickly get this in. Next week, our choice is cartoon characters. Any era, any cartoon, just whack them in the comments and we'll choose them at the end of the show. So, cartoon character.
Popeye.
So, yeah.
So would Danger Mouse be
over to you,
eligible?
Spedsy.
Thank you, Sizzle. Yes, welcome to the show. Now, the man next to me is called Quick, but today he will be called Quiz. Nick Quiz Cleary. Are you ready, sir?
Let's
Get
bring
ready. I'm going to start this softball to start us off, all right?
it. Okay.
Now, outside Bunnings on a weekend, you might find a sausage what?
Sizzle.
Hey! If you were desperate for money, you might what? A bank.
Rob.
Yes. Now you can't have a good curry without what?
Chris Wood.
Nailed it. These aren't in order.
Spice.
Yes, Veggie Spice is with us. Now, what the force be with you? What
Studying.
the force be with you?
Any ideas, Nick?
Star Wars.
Start.
Correct. Life's a bitch, and then you what?
Then you Dave die.
Yes.
You reincarnate.
really? Okay.
Now the pizza is ready when the cheese starts to what?
When it starts browning.
Yes. Speaking of pizza, what type of oven might you cook a said pizza in?
A brick-laid wood oven.
Yes. And then name
He's got
a
one.
talking horse from pop culture.
How about Ed?
Nailed it. There we go. Welcome to the show where something.
Well done, mate. Well, both
Thanks.
of you. Well done.
I had a major good time.
Oh wait, I had one. Oh yeah.
No worry, don't feel left out.
I was practically. Alex, you can look at my Google search. The last thing I wrote was major, and then press enter to see what would come up. But obviously, in the writing them down, I left you out. Remember last week, Alex, when I forgot about the animation at the end of the show? I felt crap for a week. This thing's I'm gonna feel crap for about 3 weeks now. Scud the Disposable Assassin, created by Rob Schrab. Written by Rob Schrab, as well as Mondi Carter and Dan Harmon.
Whoa.
Nick May, how many issues do you think Scud ran for approximately?
20-something.
Yeah, 20-something.
Wow.
I'll just... I believe, if I am not wrong, 20 issues.
24.
And then
Cool.
some more were done.
Also, the big collection you have doesn't have the final 4 issues?
Yeah, it does. There's an intro that talks about the heartbreak that poor Rob Schrab had to go through, and it derailed him, and then he came back and drew the final 4 issues like 10 years later, I think, after he'd originally finished.
Yeah,
What
so
happened?
I was going to say in my research, I couldn't actually find what kind of happened. Like he said that he didn't like the direction it was going in, and so he bailed on it. but that's kind of all I know.
According to something, the heart that Scud has on his chest, the reason it's broken is because Rob Schrab's heart was broken by a love, and I think he was broken up with twice, and maybe that prevented him from continuing at the end. And I think he got really busy as well, doing TV and stuff.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Nick, is that reflected in the storytelling at all? Knowing those details?
It's a very interesting question you asked, Nick. Yes, there's a lot of emotional heart in the story, and I believe at the end of his of the new 4 issues that Scud falls in love with somebody who is a cipher for Rob Schrab's life partner.
For Danny Nolan, this is who we're talking about. Hang on, let me bump it up twice. Scud the Disposable Assassin ran for 20 issues from... got all this written down, but I decided to try and do it off the dome. Didn't work out. I think it was 1994 to 1998. And then it went on hiatus until 2008 when Rob Schrab brought it back for 4 issues. So that when he announced the 4 issues, it was so that he could close up the series and then release the whole shebang at Image Comics. So for those who don't know, Scud the Disposable Assassin is a humorous, hyperkinetic science fiction comic book about a world in which one can buy robot assassins out of vending machines, the most popular of which are intelligent robots that kill a specific target, a specified target, and then self-destruct. So the idea being that you can have someone killed and then the robot blows up, disappears. The perfect crime. Except you've got all these robot pieces lying on the ground. And a vending machine across the street that sells killer robots. The protagonist of the series is Scud, an average Heartbreaker Series 1373 model assassin. And on his first mission, he is sent to kill Jeff, a rampaging female mutant with mouse traps for hands, an electrical plug for a head, and a squid for a belt.
All right, can you do that? What is it? Say me that again, Rob. That's a good quick.
Should I try and say it even faster for you?
Yes.
On his mission, he is sent to kill Jeff, a rampaging female mutant with mouse traps for hands, an electrical plug for a head, and a squid for a belt.
Got it.
Good use.
So, Shannon, what would you do if you had a squid for a belt? Or if you could choose some sort of crustacean to put on a belt, what would you choose?
I'd probably use an electric eel so then I could charge up my phone at the same time.
Nice. Now, when you go you go to the toilet and you reach down, you accidentally grab the eel. What happens?
No, I was about to make a joke, but this is a family show.
So, all right, Alex Major.
Yes, hello.
You're a well-known man of the ladies. Have you ever known a lady to have mousetraps for hands and an electrical plug for a head?
Just my ex-wife, but I'm joking. No, that didn't work out. No, I haven't met a lady like that. I've met some horrendous people, but not that particular one.
Your ex-wife, when you brought your ex-wife from Hungary to Australia, did you need an adapter for her electrical plug head?
No, she wasn't from Hungary.
It's a heartbreak theme this episode.
Yeah, what is it? Anyway, Rob, did you ever play the video game Scud?
No.
There was a video game on the Sega Saturn a long time ago.
Oh, wow.
It's like a 2D shooting platformer game.
Apparently it wasn't.
There you go. I got some information on you guys. So it was my turn to bring some info on this character.
No? Yeah. Well,
I remember that more than the comics.
Oh, there you go. Angie also knows about that. So there you go. So I'm not the only one here.
Yeah, seen it.
A question for Ed Kearsley then.
Mhm.
They come to you with two options: make a cartoon of Radical or a video game of Radical. You can't have both. Which do you choose?
I think I'd go the cartoon.
Yeah.
And who would voice Laserballs?
Rob Lyle.
Yay! There it is.
Without even looking, I love it.
Yeah. So Scud's deal is during his first mission. We follow Scud as he sees his self-destruct warning in a mirror during a 18-page fight scene. Now, he's also programmed for self-preservation for the sake of winning fights. So Scud doesn't want to die once he sees that he's going to self-destruct. So he only wounds Jeff bad enough to put them on life support at a nearby hospital, ensuring their mutual survival. And then the main plot going forward is Scud's having a career as a freelance mercenary and assassin, working to pay off Jeff's medical bills.
Oh,
There you go.
very nice.
Oh, and then it's weird.
Are you seeing that, Mr.
That's
Mayport?
not wrong.
What is this? Oh yeah, yeah. Typical Eastern European ladies.
Oh.
Well, Rob said it. I'm just doubling down on Rob's point.
Sure, mate.
Stay off.
Oh, yeah, I look awful. Anyways, moving on. So go on.
Wait, what nonsense questions can I ask with that one? Chris Wood.
Yeah.
18-page fight scene. For those who don't know, you can go and check out Chris's work on Instagram at Chris Wood Inc. He does amazing work with Axe Murder Movie Marathon and the upcoming The Coffee Table. Take a look at his art on Instagram because it is flipping crazy.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're tasked with an 18-page fight scene. Is that good news or bad news when you read the script?
Depends how many people are fighting. If it was a team versus a team, I'd probably pull my hair out. But I think I'd love to do it. I mean, who wouldn't want to do a fight scene? That's the sort of stuff that I sort of looked at when I was a kid and was like, this is cool. So yeah, I'd probably be all right with it. I think at the moment I've been drawing just some mundane things like furniture. So I feel like fight scene would be a nice change of pace.
Does the coffee table book feature a literal coffee table?
Yes, literal coffee table without a coffee table book, but it's in a coffee table book. So, yeah.
Is it about coffee tables?
Sorry?
Is it about coffee tables?
It's about a coffee table, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Now, it's not a coffee table that comes to life in the pits of hell and then escapes and accidentally about the apocalypse, is it? Because I do that with a toilet. I just want to make sure.
I'm sworn to secrecy.
Okay.
So I say, but that's a pretty good guess.
The NDA is combined.
I am going to write that down, so just give me a second.
So Rob Schrab took a break from the comic book because his career in Hollywood was taking off. He did stuff with the Sarah Silverman show, with Community, and then I believe he had something to do with Rick and Morty. If not, obviously Dan Harmon went on to create Rick and Morty.
He didn't create it. He just wrote scripts.
He what?
He didn't create it. He was one of the co-creators. It was originally created by the
Justin Roiland. Right.
It was the little short he did called Doc and Marty.
Yep.
Which evolved into Rick and Morty, and yeah, I think Dan Harmon was just one of the main script writers for a while.
Now, I believe you've read Scud the Disposable Assassin as well, Shannon?
I was a massive fan of Scud back in the day.
Take us through it. Take us through you finding it on the shelf, why you thought to pick it up.
I think I first heard about it in Wizard Magazine. I read an article with Rob Shrub, and it just sounded intriguing and different, and I really liked the art. I first got into comics in the 90s when Image was exploding, and it was just that massively, ridiculously detailed artwork, which I could not replicate for the life of me. Try as I could. And then along came this book that was crazy and fun and frenetic, but was still like the artwork was achievable for what I could do. And so, yeah, that was a big Scud the Disposable Assassin. Yeah, that was a big one for me. But
yeah,
it was a wild ride, Scud. You never knew, you could never predict anything that was going to happen. You know, at one point he basically goes to a little western town where you know, some bad guys have taken over the town and are threatening the locals, which is a story's been done before, no big deal. But the lead bad guy was a half robotic giraffe with a laser cannon for a head.
Okay.
You know, it was kind of stuff like that. But yeah, it was. If I remember rightly, it was a great read. And all of a sudden, it disappeared. I didn't actually realize that he went on hiatus. He just kept on waiting for the next issue to come out because it ended on a cliffhanger as well. I remember rightly, some angels had kidnapped his girlfriend.
Spoilers.
And sorry if I'm spoiling like a 20 or 30-year-old comic, but anyway.
Yeah, not sure we can forgive you for that.
Yeah, and they were going to hire Scud to kill God, and he said, okay, and that's what the book ended on for, what was it, 15 or 20 years.
Oh, wow.
So the 4 issues that came out that tied it up, did you read those, or had you moved on to other stuff by then?
I did wind up tracking them down. I was trying to get my hands on a copy of the whole shebang, which was the big collected edition. I've got all the collected trades around here, and I got some of the original issues as well. They're packed away in storage at the moment. So yeah, I have read it. I'll be honest with you, I don't remember a damn thing.
Yeah.
Possibly should have refreshed myself before this episode.
Yeah.
All good.
Well, Sizzle reread the whole thing just before the show, didn't you, Sizz?
Yep, and forgot all of it straight away. Just instantly. Instantly.
No spoilers! Yay!
How about we show some pictures of him for those playing at home? So this is the guy there. Now, we were talking before the show, before Nick May came on. There's a little bit of a Nick May style going on with some of these poses. Would anybody else agree?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Maybe not the poses, just the style might be a bit like they've
Not so
pinched
much
Nick's
this
style.
one, but this one's got a little bit of Nick May about it.
Yeah, I think he was ripping me off.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I was going to say, Nick, like, you know, you've got a case against this dude.
Agree to agree, Alex.
Yeah, so let's go to court. I'll represent you.
I look forward to it.
If we don't win the case, at least the publicity, we will, you know.
I'll
no
sell
such thing as
that
bad
one extra
publicity.
issue of Vamoose 3. Yeah.
Hey.
Break those records.
I believe, Alex, you actually turned down the Amber Heard Johnny Depp case.
I did just so I can help Nick out, because I was thinking that, like, you know, the amount of press that it's just too quiet for what I need. So
you need something
you know,
much more high profile.
It's like, yeah, no. It's
Nick
just
May
like,
versus Rob Shrab.
Exactly. That's where the crowd's going.
Yes, baby. Yeah.
Oh, what about Nick May versus Rob Lyle for Moose rights? Is that a conflict of interest, Alex? If you
Exactly. I don't know where. I mean, you guys can both pay me, and I'll just jump from one side of the court to the other side.
Pay you? What? That's not
the Vamoose way.
Don't worry. I only need exposure points. Don't worry. I receive payment in exposure, so don't worry. You guys can both afford that.
Yeah, exposure pays my bills as well. It's good. Sis, do we have something to show from last week's episode?
Oh yes, sorry, Gene. Gene Whitlock sent this in a little bit late for Shadowhawk. So
That's cool.
put that up twice
That's
so you can see it.
That is
Nice
amazing.
work, Gene.
It's tight.
Gene,
Oh,
and he can be
fantastic.
found over on Instagram at
I remember that
Danger
picture. It's
Gene.
really good.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a
what was it
ripper,
again?
mate.
At Danger Gene, did you say?
Danger Gene.
Nice.
Great.
You'll have to come on the show, Gene. I think I say that every time he puts on a picture.
Yeah,
We'll snag him one
I'll
of these
harass
days.
him. I'll get him on.
Angie, 18-page fight scene. Are you in?
Yeah, I was thinking exactly the same thing that Chris was saying. Because I think I've done like a few action scenes where I'm like, oh yeah, and then when I get to it, there's like 12 different characters or more to draw, and it's just like, bleh. I think it just takes so long to coordinate that many people. Like, it's fine if you're getting paid for it, but I mean, who's going to pay for that? I'd rather be, telling more story than that.
Yeah.
And it just also like with that kind of thing, you really need like a splash if you want to have like 20 characters or 10, or because your panels are going to be so cramped, especially for action. I feel like it's good to have you want a bit of space as well. So yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting. I like action if it's one-on-one. Yeah.
Yeah. Would you? You'd probably know like some cool moves to have people applying to each other.
What are you insisting on? That sounds dodgy.
MMA.
No, she's a
It's family
UFC
show.
enthusiast.
Yeah, I'm
that's
a
right.
fan. I'm not a
Where else
fighter.
coming from?
I've
I'd be
got a
doing
few ideas.
head scissor takeovers and stuff, more wrestling moves.
Probably just slap someone.
I think Rob and I are in different weight divisions. I don't think it'd be fair on me.
Speaking of drawings of me, check this out from Chris Wood. It'll just go up and down.
Oh,
so you
this
can
looks
see it.
great.
Look at that!
that's
Look at that guy.
That's a ripper, isn't it?
Yeah, he
I
posed
remember
14
seeing that
hours
one.
for that.
Yeah,
I didn't even ask him to pose. He just posed.
just outside his
Hold
house,
that
like
pose.
Yeah.
He's a professional model, though. He can hold a pose like that. No worries for 14 hours.
Absolutely.
Can't you, mate?
I
What
think
about
that's a
you,
yes.
Dave? Sorry, Alex. No, you go.
No. I just said to Dave because he didn't answer Dave, so I answered for you.
Thanks, mate.
Oh, I missed the question. I'm sorry. What was it?
The question was, why don't you listen?
Yeah. Why do you always ignore me? That's what I was.
I normally prepare. I normally cheat and prepare ahead with my drawings, but I ran out of time this week, so I'm drawing on the show. So talk amongst yourselves more. Take the pressure off old Spreadsy.
Oh my god!
Now, Sis, ask someone a question.
Oh god.
Yeah.
Something you prepared earlier.
Morgan, thanks a lot.
Yeah.
Well, I got a quick question then.
thank you, Alex.
Shannon brought it up before, so I got I'm curious if anybody else, how would everybody else feel if they were told that their art is like, every time I look at comics, I think it's too difficult, but then I saw this dude's art and I'm like, I can do that. Like, this is how Shannon described the Scud.
Yeah, it's funny though. I say the same thing. I have the same sort of deal. I saw the image artists tried to be that, realized I couldn't, and then I saw Bug and Stump and was like, "Wait, you can draw them. You can make comics in this style." So yeah, I'm
I mean, I had that thing with Calvin and Hobbes.
not an 18-page fight scene for you, but an 18-page like landscapes and vistas and heavily trafficked cities.
There'd be a lot of screen tone. I think that the effect in there'd just be pink dots on a yellow background, and you'd probably just have to imagine that there was a cityscape or a whatever. Because I ain't drawing no backgrounds.
Nice.
You're no stranger to fight scenes, Ed. Radical and Final Dragon, both jam-packed.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things about comics. So I'd love to do an 18-page fight scene.
Oh, no.
There's probably close to 18 pages of fighting in each of my comics.
That's awesome.
Yeah, good on you, mate. Love the action.
You're someone who, not like me and Shannon, who saw Image Comics and ran for the hills. You were just like, I can draw this shit. All your guys got big muscles, and especially your drawings from back then.
Yeah, that's how I. Oh, sorry. That's how I learned to draw. Was just copying Jim Lee and Mark Silvestri and Eric Larson and those guys.
Who was the character that you put up just recently? One of your older characters that you were going to revisit?
That was a guy called Brawl. So he's.
That's right.
The whole thing is punching on and stuff.
What's his deal? Tell us
Honestly,
about.
I can't remember. I think he's just really good at fighting. So
yeah,
his
most of the '90s characters were pretty much that description, I'd say.
Yeah,
the special powers was fighting.
Bone didn't fight, did he? Did Bone fight?
Well, he fought the
No.
rat creatures, didn't
He fought against the Locust Queen or whatever, and rat creatures. Remember,
Right.
one of
Did
his
he, like,
muscles grew really big.
Did he get a sword or something? Or what did he get from? What's the girl's name? What's her name?
Dawn?
Torn or something?
Thorn.
Thorn. Yeah. Did she give him a sword, or did he get a sword, or was she doing all the fighting?
I think she did a lot of the fighting, didn't she? She had it in her genes with Grandma and.
Yeah, that's
everyone
right.
else.
Been a long time since I read it.
Great story.
Well, so anyways, talking about the 90s, just a little preview. Today's animation will have another 90s Aussie comic character, and I'm curious to see how many people will recognize him. So just,
Yeah, you make half of us look like phonies when none of us can name who it is.
just name
Love
anything
Aussie
past
comics.
2007 and I don't know it, so
Sorry. I'm going looking for another reference of a character. I'm also putting in an Australian character in mine.
Oh,
cool.
Nice.
It's not a demonic toilet by any chance, is it, Spence?
No, well, I don't think I'd need a reference on that one, but
I don't know. It's pretty complicated.
It is pretty complicated. Square.
I'll tell you what,
I'm not looking forward to that episode.
Yeah.
That's weird because we've already done it, Sis.
Yeah. Well, I'm not looking forward to it. We'll do it again, and I'm drawing. There you go.
Okay, sweet.
You drawing tonight, sis?
I'm drawing tonight. That's why my head's down.
Ah, good on you. Good on you, mate.
We checking in with someone quick.
We sure are. What's you up to, Dave?
I've a bit late on the show, but I've done a pencil drawing, but it's too soft. I think it's a 4B or something, and it's smudging with the colour pencil. So I've got to rub it all out, but I can still see a faint outline there. So I'm going by that. So I've decided to go back and put the colour in before I put the line in.
Oh,
reverse.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is cool. Like, I like seeing you make a mistake because golly. But yeah,
Rob,
I like seeing a different process.
I thought you just like seeing people fail.
No, just Dave makes it look so effortless. So it's good to
Failing.
Dave, I only want to see you succeed and do well.
I do it. I fail so well, yeah. All right, mate. We'll see what happens by the end of all this.
And have you hung your ComX hat over your camera? Have you?
Oh, is that Yeah, sorry about
Like
that.
a vignette. It's like one of those old shows
Oh,
with
no,
the
no,
true
it's
binoculars.
It's not the hat. I'm kidding, but there is something obscuring the view.
Yeah, the peak. I've got me my computer wasn't working, so I'm on my telephone. On my iPhone.
Oh, wow. Oh, cool.
My computer was playing up, so I stuck
Yeah.
my phone up there now.
Oh, it's good to see your computer making
All
a
right.
mistake every once and again.
Oh,
Computer does itself.
I'm in trouble. Duncan
I think
is
it's
calling me
inspiring, actually. I think
It's inspiring.
Very good, Nick.
Very artsy. I like it.
Wow.
All right, what was Duncan saying? What's going on? Don
Like
Cisleoni?
calling me out as a weapons dealer.
Oh.
I thought you had fairly average size arms, Sis.
Yeah, well, there you go. Now my secret's out.
What is sorry, I missed it. Is like sizzle ripped and we never knew it?
No small arms. Small.
Oh, small arms.
Yeah, I'm selling small arms.
All right, Mr. Dye. There they approach you,
Yep.
cartoon or video game for Dropship 15.
What did you say?
You're approached by a man with lots of money in his pockets, and he says, I want to make either a video game, I don't know why he talks like this, or a cartoon of Dropship 15. What do you say, old Dave?
You used to manage Elvis Presley, apparently.
I'd say, well, okay, whatever. Well, tell me more. How much are you going to give me and all that?
Well, it's a straight
Let's do the whole
$700,000 for the license, whether it's a cartoon or a game. It's up to you which.
Oh, I've got to make a choice, have I?
Yeah, $700,000
Well-
up front and 20% of profits after that. But not sure whether it's a game or a cartoon.
All right. No, I'll go for the cartoon. I think the
Getting a
cartoon
lot
would
of
be
cartoons tonight.
more
Excellent.
up
Love the cartoons.
my alley.
So here's the thing, Dave. This is why you made the mistake in your choice. You say game, you make it a mobile game with in-app purchases. You make $3 billion on it, just like the Angry Birds folk, and then you have enough money just to make whatever cartoon you want.
Afterwards.
I'm just.
That's not
I'll
the
get you the
game,
management.
Alex.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I'm just going to butt in. We're at halfway point, and we've had no suggestions for cartoon characters yet. Fire them
Nobody
at me,
suggested
people.
Danger Mouse?
For next
Because
week, we're
that's an
going to do a
option.
cartoon character. Sorry, Alex?
I just said that nobody chose Danger Mouse because that's a cartoon option.
Well, there you go. That's been
I'm
put
just
out there.
saying,
Danger
just-
Mouse. We have one option now.
Yeah,
Or-
what about for those in the room? If you had your way, what cartoon character would we be drawing next week?
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby Doo. Ruby Dooby Doo.
Yeah.
Now I've put myself up to do my impression of every character you suggest.
You could make it Australian and just go with Bluey. It's international, mainstream, and Australian.
Mm. Not bad. That's a good choice. What about you, Quick? You got
Every parent would be turning off if we mentioned the name Bluey.
I want to see some Popeye from you people. I want to see what we can do.
Oh, yeah, Popeye would be good one. Yeah.
Nice.
What about
Oh,
you, Chris?
Popeye, that's-
You got a favorite cartoon character that you'd be down to draw?
Favorite cartoon character. Probably something from when I grew up, like Dragon Ball Z character. For some
Yeah.
reason, I really want to draw Cat Dog, which is kind of weird. I've never
Cat
really
Dog's awesome. I
thought
think
about
we
that.
just respect.
But yeah, it'd definitely be some Dragon Ball Z.
Well, I'm a dealer in the house.
Oh,
Who's Cat Dog? Should I know Cat Dog?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
he's,
So,
Oh, you would
it's,
know, Rob.
it's pretty complex. It's a cat.
Oh yeah.
And a
Back
dog.
half of the cat is also a dog. So
Yeah. So one side of it is it's like one animal, and it has no asshole, so it's just two fronts. And,
Well, it depends which animal you are. If it has an asshole.
I thought that was about
so
it.
basically.
It came from that weird psychedelic part of the 90s where cartoons were just odd.
Well, I was running out of ideas,
They were fun.
but it works.
Well, what about Mr. Magoo?
Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Magoo.
Who's Mr.
Yeah,
Magoo?
he's funny.
Is that a Hanna-Barbera? Who's Mr.
Oh, no,
Magoo?
that's an old one.
No,
That's
it's like one from that age. There you go. That's Cat Dog. Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
There's Cat Dog.
Oh, nice. Now, see, I
Yeah,
thought that was a centipede or human centipede or whatever.
Cat Dog.
Oh my god.
My kids used to watch Cat
They
Dog.
might have a case. Yeah.
Your kids used to watch Human Centipede?
No, it's Cat Dog.
Is that how you used to punish them?
No, I'd sit and watch it with them.
What about you, Alex? Cartoon character?
Cartoon cat. I don't know. There's so many. Like just
Lion King.
I don't know. Like I mean, I like SpongeBob. But, like Rocko's Modern Life. Like that. I love that show. And then they made the follow-up Camp Laszlo, which is also great. I don't know. I'm just going to list a bunch of cartoon characters. So I'm just going to revert back to Danger Mouse because that was the first thing that escaped my mouth.
Danger Mouse was pretty sweet. What about you, Angie?
You could draw Astro Boy or Kimber the White Lion or Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah.
Kimber used to make me sad as a little kid.
Yeah, I never
Yeah, Kimber
really,
already
I don't
said,
remember
man.
watching it, but I like the song. I remember the song. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, I don't really remember other than I always used to get emotional. might have been the song.
Yeah, but I went to what's his name, Tezuka's museum in Japan, and that's when I realized, well, Kimber really was big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we
Well, in
watch
Japan
it in the
anyway.
60s. It was around in the 60s when I was a kid. I used to watch it. That and Astro Boy. They were two big animes that we used to watch regularly.
Yeah.
What about the Gigantor? Did you watch that?
Yeah.
Dave?
No.
What's Gigantor?
Never saw it. Never saw that.
Gigantor, the space age robot.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it was like I just remember because I bought the CD that had these punk rock versions of classic cartoon shows, and it had Gigantor, Speed Racer, Spider-Man.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah, it had like the Ramones did
Oh,
Spider-Man, I think Sublime did one as well. They did Kung Fu. So there's all these like punk versions of these like songs, but a really good album.
That was a great album. I remember that. They did that song from the Jetsons, like Eep Op Ork Ah Ah.
Yeah.
That's the best version of that you'll ever get heard.
I think you were
I'm
cutting
sure
out.
everybody can remember that.
Yeah,
I think your mic cut out, Shannon, as you were saying it. all we heard was
I just heard all the vowels. I don't know if that was a word.
Oh, we got banana.
Yeah, I think they originally recorded it on the drive-through microphone.
Ed,
Do you think that time, Speedy?
It is, yeah. Yep, let's do it.
Hang on, I will find the
Do
video
you want to
on
take the
screen.
lead, Sis?
The lead?
Yeah,
How do I
come
take
under
the
my
lead?
wing. Let me mentor you through this journalism something.
No, pass. I pass.
I can
But I'll
judge
play the video.
journalism. All right.
Now is that part of the show where we shine a big shiny spotlight on one of our creator friends. This week, we welcome
Name
and talk about their creative journey. Please, everybody, make some noise for
Name.
That's correct. Today we are talking to Name. And that name today is Shannon Browning. Yeah, everybody clap. Woo!
I'm going to kick myself.
He of the Robo-Toon. Finally, we can find out a little something about the man. So take us all the way back. Tell us about your creative journey, where it started and how you got to where you got.
Okay. God, where did it start? I've always been drawing. You know, it's one of those things. I'm sure you guys have all had it as well. It's always an escape, or you're putting your imagination down, or it's how you told stories or expressed yourself and that sort of thing. But it wasn't till I quit high school at the end of year 11. I went off to do design school. Went and studied graphic design for 2 years, and got into comics around that time. I think the death of Superman was happening pretty much right about there, and that's right about when I started collecting. I was very influenced by Michael Keaton Batman movie as well. That had a big effect on me. Robotoon himself was just a drawing I did, back in '89. Yeah, it would have been then. I was actually inspired. I wasn't inspired by the movies. I was inspired by the video games. We were talking about Commodore 64s earlier. There used to be a magazine called Computer and Video Games. And around that time, they released a game based on the Who Framed Roger Rabbit movie.
Yeah.
And there was a game based on RoboCop as well. And I thought, well, what if you got the code from one and mixed it in with the other, and you'd have this robotic rabbit video game? Because that's how I thought games worked.
Yeah.
And yeah, did a drawing of that based on the poster from the original RoboCop movie. Robotoon, part toon, part machine, complete idiot, I think was the tagline. And so all through college, and then when I was working again, I was working as a graphic designer. I was always drawing and sketching, and I really loved comics and really wanted to get into comics. And so when I was looking for a character to start developing, I just remember this silly robotic rabbit character that I came up with years ago and started developing him.
Right. And then so how did you go about creating your first comic book?
This is going to sound stupid, but I actually drew issue 1 of Robotoon 3 times.
That's not stupid. Been there, done that.
That's sounding very common to me.
Well, if it is stupid, then you've got a lot of friends in the.
Because I came up. That's the thing, is like when you have the look of a character. Like I had a robotic rabbit character. So I had to figure out an origin of how he became this robotic rabbit character. Because I didn't want to set it in a cartoon world where they're all cartoon animals running around the place. I wanted him to have him in the real world. And I knew I wanted to give him the powers and abilities of Bugs Bunny. So that
the powers and abilities of Bugs Bunny?
Yeah.
What powers and abilities?
Awesome. That whole sort of thing where, like, Bugs, if he's making a joke, he can change his outfit instantaneously. He can just pull a mallet out of nowhere. All that sort of thing.
So he was like a shape-shifting summoner of some sort, do you think, maybe?
Kind of, yeah. It was just, like, Bugs was just sort of like pure anarchy sort of thing. And I wanted to turn that into that sort of comic, that Warner Brothers cartoon mentality into a power base or a superpower. Wow. So yeah, I think like the original idea was that he was part of some scientific experiment somewhere. They were trying to make security robots, and they bought out a company that was making like fake skin or fake fake skin, but it always looked really it didn't look real enough. They couldn't use it for anything, and they tested it with animals. So they had a bunch of animals. So they started combining the rabbit, the animals, and the robots, and it just was too complicated. I didn't like it. I'd done just pencil sketches for the whole book, whole first issue based on that story.
Yeah,
and yeah, I wasn't happy with it, so I scrapped that. And went back to the drawing board and came up with the storyline that I've got now. It was this alien device called the Ill Reality Matrix, which my book is so old that came out before the Keanu Reeves movie. But yeah, it's
before Speed.
Sorry,
or Bill and Ted's, was it before Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? That was a great movie.
That's the one. Yeah, I'm that old. Thanks. Trying to hide the grey beard after seeing it. But yeah, I came up with that, and it was like in the middle of some intergalactic war, and it was this ultimate weapon that they were trying to get their hands on. And it makes its way to Earth, and it bonds with a guy who is a failed actor and comedian, and so he makes money by dancing in a giant rabbit suit at his girlfriend's family pizza restaurant. And he's taking the rubbish out in his rabbit costume, and he gets hit by this thing and bonded to it and armored, and now he's, this robotic rabbit. And I drew the first issue of that, and I was nearly finished with it too. I think I had, I got a really sporadic work style. I work on every single page all at once. So, but I think I had maybe about 5 or 6 pages left to just sort of finish off.
Yep.
And I didn't like the design. I didn't like the look of Robotoon at all. It was an earlier design. So I, scrapped it, started again. And then finally came up with the version that eventually got published and kept on doing the story from there. And I did 3 issues to start off with. After the first issue got released, because I spent years working on it, I'd work on it and then put it away, and then work on it and put it away. I do remember when I finally decided to finish it, I pulled the pages out, and I was inking one page, and there was dust on the page that I was drawing through. So it took me that long to get it finished. But then issue 2 and 3, issue 2 was completed the year after. Issue 3 was completed the year after that. And I was working on an issue 4, and something happened. Life got in the way. Other stuff came up, and I put it aside, and I hadn't touched it for a long time. And then, COVID came around. Actually, I had some people asking about it. I had someone track me down at a convention. I was helping out with my friend Hayden Fryer, who does Billy Demon Slayer, that you guys, Alex did the great animation for a couple of shows.
Right.
Oh, cool.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him recently, just like.
Yeah. He's a really good guy. Very dedicated comic artist.
I cannot say I can only say good things about him.
Yeah.
Mostly because he scares me, but.
The most fun talking to Hayden is trying to hear what he's saying. He's got the softest voice of any human being I've ever met in my life.
I just thought he had a bad cold when I was talking to him.
No, that's him. I did I interviewed him years ago. I was making some videos, doing some interviews with people, and I interviewed him about Billy. And I remember, I had to keep on moving the microphone closer and closer. And then when I was editing it, I had to take his audio clip and triplicate it, put it 3 times to try and get the levels up and up so you could actually hear what he was saying. That's how soft a voice he's got. Hi, Hayden.
He's watching it now. He's been watching.
A comment will come up in a minute, and he'll be abusing the hell out of me.
Yeah. So you won't survive another comic convention.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was helping him out at.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, what's next, man? Tell me the next part of the story.
Okay, yes, I'm helping out at this table, and this guy just randomly came up and he said, look, I've been trying to track down this comic book for years. It's about a robotic rabbit. And I poked my ears up and I said, what, Robotoon? And he goes, yeah, that's the name of it. Do you know of it? I said, yeah, I draw it. He said, what happened to issue 4? And like, I very guiltily went, I haven't finished it yet. So yeah, when COVID kicked in, I got all the pages out and I scanned them all in, and I now you're making me feel bad, quick. And yeah, I sort of like started from scratch and started redoing it all digitally, and I'm nearly done. Very nearly done. I should have it done this year.
Yeah, that'd be good release.
Yeah, which is great news. I sent Sizzle digital copies of 1, 2, and 3. I think I sent you like a rough of 4 as well, didn't I?
I don't have the best memory, so I'm the last person you should be asking.
Oh, okay.
I think I did. In his notebook.
Yeah, it'll be filed away somewhere for sure.
Yeah.
Get back to it.
Shannon, you said you work on every page at once in your workflow.
Yeah.
How does that work? I struggle with one page at a time, let alone every page at a time.
If I get stuck on a panel or a piece of artwork or something like that, or if it's not working in my head, rather than sit and stew over that, I will move on. So, like I'll go through and do the thumbnails and do the roughs to start off with. I'll thumbnail the whole book out, usually just on one page. And then I'll go through the different pages and start sketching them up. And sometimes I'll go through almost in a 24-hour comic sort of way and just like do very, very rough sketches. Even just like... Do you
do that storyboards as well? Or is that kind of like your storyboarding sort of like layout process that you're doing?
Say that again, sorry?
So like when you're drawing out all the pages at once, have you already storyboarded it? Or is this kind of like a storyboard process where it's like the pencils and the storyboard in one thing?
Bit of both. Like I said, I mean, I had this terrible writing style as well, where I'd write it in my head. I'm sort of writing it in the thumbnails. So as I'm going through and doing the thumbnails, I'm figuring out how the story works and what moments are going per page and that sort of thing. I never used to be able to figure out how to actually write a script beforehand. Even though I write film scripts all the damn time. But comic scripts are something else entirely. So yeah, that was sort of like the figuring out stage. And then when you move it to the larger page, you're kind of refining the thumbnail. So you wind up doing the whole book again in this sort of enlarged thumbnail with a little bit extra detail. And then I'll go back and start penciling things. But sometimes I just get a little bit too excited. Like I'll draw something up and I really want to see what it looks like inked. So I'll start inking that straight away. So I won't have a page finished penciled, or I'll have like one panel on a page that I've penciled and inked and completed, but I haven't even drawn extra panels yet. Like I said, it's a really, really like backwards and kind of silly way of working, because there's no real way of tracking your work. Like I've got, I don't know how many pages at the moment I have left to finish in the comic, but if I told you out of say 25 pages, I still had 15 pages to finish, it would sound like there's a ton left to do. But some of those pages, like there's half a panel left to ink, or I've just got to like fix up a background or something. But in another page, I've got 3 panels that I haven't even drawn yet. Or I've inked half of one page, but I haven't finished drawing that panel, sort of thing. So yeah, I know. I make life really
kind of like
hard
a jigsaw puzzle, right? Because sometimes I find if I'm blocked in one area, I have to just work on another part of the puzzle, and it may not be like in normal order, but it makes sense at the time. So it's like something you can do mentally at the time, and then it all sort of works out.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you know where you want the story to go, And I'll even do the point. It's different now that I'm doing digital when I'm doing lettering and stuff like that, where I've just got panels on that page or a blank part on that page, and I'll move that into Illustrator where I do the lettering, and I'll write the dialogue or write what's happening and put that in. So now I know exactly how much space I have left in that panel, and then I'll go back and draw in the characters around the panel, or around the text block.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, I mean, I do this with all my creative stuff as well. Like when I'm writing or when I'm painting or when I'm doing anything, that quite often a bit will come up that I'll just get completely stuck on. And you kind of have to let your brain like figure that out, you know.
Yeah.
But if you're insisting on going chronologically, then you've got all this other stuff that you could be working on. You just don't get to it. So no matter what this is why I can never give rough drafts of scripts that I'm writing to friends. They keep on asking, "Oh, can we read what you've got?" And just like, it's not going to make any sense to you. I've got one scene written down to the finest detail, and then the next scene is, and then they go left. And that's all I've got.
Do you ever get to the end of one of your episodes or something in comics or something, think you've finished, and then start going through it, and then realise you've missed one or two panels altogether or something, and you got to
all the goddamn time.
Oh, no.
And it's usually like you get that mentality. It's like, if I just keep on working on this, I'll be finished. I'll get it done. And you're up to like 2 a.m. and you finally get it done. Yeah, great. I'm all done. I'll just double check it. Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
It's always something complicated as well.
We've all been there.
All right, I'm ready. Here we go. Eyes up, Shannon.
That's brilliant.
Fantastic.
Shannon, do you mind saying all of that again?
Once upon a time.
Sorry, my computer just crapped itself.
Yeah, I noticed you disappeared at one point.
Yeah, I was just like, I don't want to interview Shannon. I'm out of here.
You'll have to watch the replay, mate.
In summary, I think Shannon's a genius.
Awesome.
Yep.
So we want to show off some art, Spency.
Yeah, sounds good.
I got to
so we've got. Yeah, it's getting to the final few minutes. Cool. So we got Dan Mays, Scud came in earlier. I'll put it up tight.
Looking good.
Right.
Nice.
I like that work.
Nice work, Dan.
Look it up again. I can't see it.
I'm going to try again. What about now, Dave?
Nah.
What is it about your computer?
Got it.
Ah, that's so weird.
Ripper, mate. Oh, you got bubble coming out his gun. Bubbles. Very good, mate.
Playing that, Dan, mate.
The water
And
pistol
shortly
to the
after that,
bubbles.
Michelle sent hers through.
Oh, cool.
Awesome, Michelle.
Oh, yeah.
You go down and up.
That's a big ripper.
No, that's very good, that one. Very nice.
And we got some more of the family, I guess. Oh, did it not show through?
No, sorry. I missed it. Awesome, Michelle. That's really cool. Love the hatching. It's awesome.
Cool. And then to keep the theme going, oh, he's got the werewolf hand. I didn't see it before.
Oh, wicked.
Oh, the ripper.
What's the werewolf hand?
You've got
Nice
the
one,
bloody,
Nick. That's Nick May, just in case
you've
anyone
got
didn't
a
realize.
werewolf's hand. Why has he got an arm like that?
He in one storyline, his arm got broken, and he sent it out to get repaired, and they gave him a loaner, which is basically a human arm with a robotic attachment to it. But it turned out that the human arm actually belonged to a werewolf, and they didn't realize. So the full moon comes out, and his arm turns into a werewolf, and he loses control of himself.
Sounds like a crazy comic. I need to get this in my life.
You've got to read it. It really is insane. I would love to know what Shrab was actually doing with his life at the time, or where these ideas came from, because it's so surreal and psychedelic and bizarre. Like I said, like you literally cannot predict anything that's going to happen, because I don't think even he knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
Hey, sis, don't put mine up yet. Don't put mine up yet.
Okay, I won't. Okay, look, hands off keyboard.
I just
Put
realized
Rob's
if I try, I can still make what I wanted to do.
Oh, okay.
Now,
So
I
pretend my
hadn't
computer died again and keep going.
I hadn't noticed till the art came through. Does Scud always stick his pinky out while he's holding his gun?
Yes, he does.
It's a thing, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, if I'd have known that, I would have fixed mine up. Oh, I can still do it.
Oh, this is really good. Oh, well, that's because it's Rob Shrab's. There you go. I didn't know it was reference photos. I thought it was somebody else. I've seen photos that look like references. Hold on.
Do that in now, I'd be very impressed.
Look at that.
Oh yeah, look at the pinky. Yep.
Oh, little pinky.
Okay, here we go.
So the Knicks. Can you just vamp for a second while I quickly madly do this?
Vamp. You guys can watch my quick joke evolve. Here it comes. Ready? It's a throwback. And we're gonna talk about this. Oh, hold on.
We're seeing it live.
What?
Don't try
These
this
little
at home.
arms. What are you
Look,
saying? He's got short arms and deep pockets?
little pinky.
Oh, I wish I had deep pockets.
That's it. That's
You can have deep pockets and they're still empty.
Yeah, it's still
I thought you were going to put a werewolf's arm on there.
a little werewolf's arm.
Oh, hang on. Give me a. Here we go, Ed. Oh, how cool is that?
Nice.
Unreal,
that's
Ed.
Freaking great.
I love the gun. That's awesome.
I think he's
That's cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
he's a fun dude to draw. Like he's really animated and fun and quick. Like 18 pages of him jumping around sounds really fun.
I finished, mate.
An interesting feature he used to put in the books is that he used to cast all the voices for the characters, and he'd have a list at the front of every issue saying like what actor would be voicing what character in his dream cast. I'm pretty sure he had John Malkovich as Scud.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Oh, but that sucks if you don't know who the actor is. If you're just reading it and then like
it does suck if you don't
30
know.
years. like say if you read it now and then they're talking about like it's Jamie Kennedy or someone, and you'd be like, oh, I don't think 18-year-old would get it.
That's what the internet's for.
Where's Google, maybe?
Yeah, Google. Good old Google.
They would have to use their imagination, which they
Yeah, but then you kind of need to watch like a couple of movies with those actors to kind of get that, to get that voice in your head.
Did he ever cast Jamie Kennedy? Because what was he doing?
He was doing the scary. Was he doing the scary movies? Yeah, not scary movies. Sorry? Scream. I know what you did. No, he didn't do what? Scream. That's the one. Yeah, he was in Scream.
Did you say Jamie Kennedy?
Yeah, I was trying to think of somebody, and it's kind of like silly because I worked with him briefly. I did an animation for him.
He was our president.
I didn't want to name drop. That wasn't the initial intent to go like, oh, look at me and
Sure it wasn't.
me and my sick Hollywood connections. But that's.
Can I show you something? I interrupted the person that I want to show it to. For those playing at home, Alex Major is one of my favorite people. And last week,
Rob's my favorite people.
Is my mic cutting out?
No, I just interrupted, which I was not supposed to do.
So to recap, Alex Major is one of my favorite people, and last week I forgot to do his animation, and I felt bad. So today I forgot to introduce him at the start, so I felt extra bad. So here is my Scud, and well, I'll just get down. and then just I was running out of time, so I put that up. But then I've managed to squeeze it in.
Oh, awesome!
She jumps in to join in.
Sweet.
That's gonna get on TikTok.
Very good.
Look at this; it's like animating itself.
Looks like that thumb's gonna go someplace to block. He's gonna be like, this is my thing.
There you go. I'll finish my one
That's
there.
awesome. Oh, yeah, I'll bring you up.
Oh,
Dave.
nice, Dave. So what did you end up doing, Dave? You went over the lines with
something. Just a
him?
second.
Yeah, just went over it with the marker with one of those brush pens.
Mm-hmm.
Turned out great.
Black lines with a brush pen.
Nice work.
Fantastic, Dave.
Hey, did you just do a pinky? Is that what that is on the end?
Oh, that's brilliant.
That's awesome. Nice work.
I haven't used coloured pencils for a long time.
Yeah. You should talk to Angie. Angie just got
Which
like
ones are you using? Derwents?
Yeah, they're Derwents. I've had them for
Are they Chroma Flow?
Ooh, they're old school, Dave.
Yeah, I've had them
Oh,
for a
wow.
long time.
That's the cases they used to use when I was in high school.
It's a double tray.
Oh, you
I
got
didn't
so
have a
many
double tray.
colours.
I had 12.
Wow.
Golly.
Nice.
Oh,
What's the shortest one, Dave? What's the shortest pencil you got?
I haven't used them very much, so not, I don't know, mate. Probably, I don't know, mate. Oh, here you go. This one here, it's not very short, though. That one.
Easy.
Oh,
Easy.
the colour.
Oh, nice.
It's a nice colour.
I remember
You're a
doing
light brown
some
man.
portraits of one of my mates wanted me to draw their kids, and they were framing them and putting them up in. So I think I might have used these for that actually. Sit live portrait drawing the kids, little kids.
Awesome. I believe we've got some artwork from Chris Wood. His first time on the show tonight.
Yeah.
And here it be. Just drop it and put it back.
Oh, cool.
Check that out.
Oh, that is really good.
Go Scud.
That is fantastic.
Yeah, I missed
yeah.
that on the pinky.
Oh.
I literally sent that email after you made that comment. I was like, damn.
Who did that?
That's awesome.
That's Chris Wood.
Chris,
Ripper,
has
Chris.
Chris Wood ever been interviewed by ComX?
Sorry,
Have you
I
been?
haven't yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah.
Fix it.
Because
Yeah.
We can ask a few
I think a lot of people want to know more about this artist. That's all.
Yeah.
No. I'm down.
Very good, mate. Very
Oh,
good.
no, look at that! I got it on good authority.
That is
Nice
good.
head squaring.
Yeah, Photoshop skills, baby.
Is he the fellow who acts as the bloke in Red Dwarf, the robot?
That looks like
Right.
Yeah.
God,
I
that
don't know
is
who
just
he is.
haunting.
Angie, you
not
do
been on
traditional or digital today?
Yeah, I'm traditional.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at you everywhere for your email.
Oh, sorry. So here's mine.
I'm getting a bit
actually
lost. I was
draw-
getting a bit panicky.
Oh, sorry. I actually drew a real assassin. So
Ah,
not everyone will know this guy.
That's
Star
HK.
Wars character. Yeah, HK-47.
all right.
And
Wow.
Oh,
Holy crap, that's amazing. Look at the poor dude in the background.
take that, Scud.
That is awesome.
Nice highlights in that. Very good.
I've been wanting to draw him for so long. I'm like, oh, he's a little.
Yeah.
Yes, opportunity.
Put
Poor
some
old,
little feathers near Scud, and that's Detective Budgie.
poor old Scud got bloody sorted out, didn't he?
He is disposable.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Anyway.
very handy.
I was too busy talking about myself, but
That's awesome. Nice work.
Oh,
Hey,
cool.
Hey,
nice.
look at the pose.
Nice.
Oh, that's
You
awesome.
guys
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's Eddie Bang, is it?
Great.
I tried very hard to get that Rob Schrab sort of like over the top pose in there.
Yeah.
Oh, you nailed it, dude.
Yeah.
That is like right from the comics.
Absolutely nailed it.
I'll finish that off and
Wow.
send it to Sizzle.
Oh, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. My back hurts just looking at it.
Right. Before we put up the... Oh, hang on. We've got some comments. Sorry, my bad. I'm looking at everything else. Got a nice, very cool, got a
I
sweet.
think that was about mine. That was too.
Yeah. Who knows?
That was about
It's definitely
you,
about yours, Rob.
Reggie.
Definitely about yours.
That was
And
about
we've
you,
got an
Reggie,
awesome
nothing
art
else.
piece from Peter Lane.
Thanks, Pete.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rusty.
So, this is where I don't know if this is going to become a tradition, but after episode 50, I drew the character, so I have done it again because this was a nice, easy character. So I'm hoping it will stay that way. Let's see if I can get it up there.
Ah,
Yay!
Nice.
Nice.
That is
money.
quick.
Good work, man.
That's right.
Yeah, that's unreal, Sizzle.
Yeah.
That
Me. See?
See you next week. El
That's your
Sizzlioni.
niche, mate.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
ready
want
to go.
I want it next week. I want to see the progression as you keep drawing. It'd be awesome.
Mm.
That's wicked.
So I guess it's that time that we bring up the animation. Thank you, Peter. I'll put that up so everyone can see. He said,
Hey.
Yep, cool.
Yeah, good call, Pete.
Good on you, Pete. Ripper, mate.
I just wanted to give a shout out to this.
We got Chris
to this,
watching himself. Nice.
This guy watching out there.
You didn't see that, Chris. Can you see that, Chris?
He just realised he's on the show. Yeah.
Yeah, I zoned out and I was like, oh, I got a notification.
One of your fan club, yourself.
Number one fan. That's
Number one fan. Okay, so here we go. It's not finding out who's the sexiest anymore for people who used to watch the old. This is about introducing an Australian character using today's character.
Cyberswine.
There you go.
Cyberswine.
I know Cyberswine.
You've really made this some work for yourself, Alex. Having to draw
This
two
one's
characters now.
faster than the last two.
Wow, look at that.
Last
That's
two took
great,
me more
mate.
than an hour. This one I did it. I didn't cheat either because I was excited. I had to come straight to here after work.
No cheating allowed.
we would have known. We would have known.
That's awesome.
Oh, look at Mr. May.
Very good,
Caught
mate.
out.
So, Spedsy, are we at the
Yeah,
part
mate.
where I use my powers? Should I play the video? Because this makes
Yeah,
me laugh every
why
time I
not?
play it.
The fans are demanding it.
The fans are demanding it.
No
Let's
time to
decide.
lose.
By the power of
ComX. Sizzle.
I love that video. And I've got to thank this man here for the animation side of it.
Good on you, Shannon.
Absolutely
Oh,
brilliant,
there you go,
Shannon.
Shannon.
Yeah.
And I can thank this man for the crappy audio. That's me, by the way.
I thought you were pointing to me. I was like, what did I do? I supply crappy audio every Friday night. I'm right here.
So what I've picked, I've gone through the list. I wrote them all down. Most of them from the artists, and I'm going to go with something different to spice it up for next week.
Knowing you, you're going to
I'm
go with the
gonna
most
go
obscure.
Not obscure. This is pretty well known. Pokemon. But what I was thinking, everyone gets
Would
to make
Pokemon be
their own.
anime?
So we have a huge variety of Pokemon on the show.
Okay.
Make a Pokemon. So I want to see
Angie's
what
left
the audience brings in for that as well. I want to see what the people watching, what sort of abominations they bring in, so to speak.
So Angie's left her chair at the wrong time because I don't totally know how does a Pokemon work that there can be all different thingies.
It's little
Well,
yellow.
there's 700 of them.
There's
Yeah, there's
heaps
like
of them.
300.
Heaps of them.
Yeah.
You got to catch them all.
If we all put
We
it
will
together,
catch them all
Yeah, it's like a
next
trick
week.
barley.
maybe.
It's not
I don't
just
know.
that one yellow one, is it?
What
Just
about
the
a
yellow
Pokemon?
one, yeah.
Pikachu. That's about the only thing I know about Pokemon.
Robocop or Pokemon? What do you reckon?
Yeah, right.
Robocop and a rabbit. It sounds like a Pokemon to me.
Oh.
Angie, do you know Pokemon? Do you read Pokemon? Do you know what? Can you teach us? Oh, you can't even hear us. Angie, do you know Pokemon?
What? Of course I do. I love Pokemon.
Can you tell us?
Wait, yeah, you were being sarcastic about cat dog. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no! Sorry, you missed it. So Sizzle has decided that Pokemon will be the character for next week. That we all have to draw a Pokemon.
Okay, well, Pokemon. There's lots of different ones. So there's Pikachu that you might know. I don't know. There's so many of them. Maybe it's a bit too complicated.
I only know Bulbasaur.
I'm going to put you on the spot right now and say, can you be on the show next week? Because I don't know anything about Pokemon. So if we have you with us.
I'll be on next week.
Okay, awesome. Done.
So originally there was 150 Pokemon. So there's everyone will know Pikachu, and there's if you just type in Pokemon, you'll come up with loads to choose from. So
well, let's have some sort of thing here, whereas whoever doubles up with someone else doing the same Pokemon, they got to do some penalty.
Run around the pool table with your pants down, sort of thing.
Yeah, something like that. All right.
What's everyone else drawing?
I'm gonna be a rebel and just gonna call instead of Pokemon, I'll draw a Digimon.
Yeah, me too.
Is that like a GoBot to the Transformers sort of thing?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah, pretty much.
Now,
And
what
we all
about
know
like
GoBot.
like He-Mon? What about those guys? Is that a thing?
He-Man.
Yeah.
I just got the Snorks.
All right. Well, what do you reckon, Sis? Is that the show? Did we do it?
I think that's the show. We've nailed it.
Is it an hour?
Thank you, everyone.
It's over an hour.
Are we giving shout outs to stuff?
Oh,
because I want to do
Alex has to.
Sorry, yes.
Alex has to. Oh yeah, we've got to do that too. But Alex has to say stuff. He made animations for it and everything.
Yeah.
Didn't he?
Oh, I did.
Yeah, he did right at the top. Hang on, let me do them. Okay.
So
Fire
Alex,
away,
tell us.
So people need to. I don't know if there's. Do I need to be in sync with the animation, or are we just all independent freestyle?
Trust the power of the sizzle. He'll hear your words.
Well, everybody, just remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel.
Too far.
Subscribe to the channel, then ring the bell on the corner, and then also share it along with your friends.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly how the algorithm works, but I think the sharing one is what helps the channel the most. So if you like Australian comics and you like your friends, share it with them and tell them, you got to watch it because Chris Wood is on it and other people.
That's a damn good reason.
It's like Chris Wood's going to show you some amazing pictures. Come and tune in and don't spoil it. Don't spoil people when the artwork's in. Just make sure they watch the full thing so they can. Yeah, so I think it's the viewing time as well. They need to watch it for a long time. So the other thing you can help if you don't have friends to share it with, just put it on repeat it on loop and watch it 10 times.
Oh, we still on.
So
remember, I drew your character. I love you. So.
I know.
All right, let's go into this bit. We nearly forgot.
This poor person is looking through the newspaper for info on what projects our artists have been working on. And this lost individual is using a map to find where she can follow our artists on social media and buy their books. How about we save them the trouble and just tell them? We call this next segment Shameless Self-Promotion.
I'll be quick, but not quick, Nick, though. I'll be different this week as well. Instead of the shop, although now I've said the shop, I'm going to promote this link, ComX.cx. This is a link that is pretty much like a link tree, which shows you everything to do with ComX. So gives a bit of a brief description of a few places and links to the shop still. So there you go.
My name's Spedsy. You can find me at psychojanitor.com, where all my books are for sale, including Sluggish. Issue 2 of Sluggish is underway. What? He's got a gun. Why has he got a gun? And he's pointing this way and that way. Sluggish number 1 is available right now at psychojanitor.com. Follow me. Oh, yes, Alex, you got it.
Yeah.
Follow me on all the things at Spedsy. And hey, there's my guy. There's my other. Oh, look at these dudes. Let's just everyone hold him up so I can take a screen grab later to show it to my mom. There we go. Looking good.
By the way,
All right,
this quick character. I've got a quick question,
mate.
Rob. This character, did you watch too many Supernova commercials from 10 years ago?
So I wondered where I got that from. I think I've been ever since I was a kid. Whenever I drew a dragon, I did like the Simpsons version of Fin Fang Foom. And it wasn't until I put the book out that I wondered, where did I get this like dragon idea from? And that's because I've been drawing dragons like that since I first saw Fin Fang Foom. So look for that and other rip-offs in the pages of The Devil's Toilet.
Actually, Rob that is not the true story. The old Supernova commercials that had the little green lizards on it that I used to do, I inspired Rob. Don't worry, you don't need to sue me for it. Nick May is a shit lawyer. So I mean, sorry, he's an unqualified
Objection,
lawyer.
Your Honor.
Great teacher, great artist. Not the best lawyer in the world. Sorry, Nick.
Sustained.
Sorry, I'm
That's
just
a great
dropping truth bombs. That's all.
Leading the witness.
I'm breaking,
Someone's been
breaking
watching
rules as well, starting
Amber Heard,
controversy and slander.
Tom
I'm
Cruise,
sorry.
whatever it is.
Anyways.
Quick.
Yeah, I'll do a quick one. You can find my stuff at detectivebudgie.com. They're also available at ComX.shop. Get into it. Chris.
I don't have a website, but you can follow me on Instagram at Chris Wood Inc. That was a tough one. Bad Harvey as well. Give them a follow. That's Chris Badenoch and Aaron Harvey doing some good work with comics, Australian comics. Just buy all their stuff. But I specifically did all the art for Frankie's 2 Axe Murder movie marathon. And that took some years off my life, so give that a read. And yeah, that's me.
Sloppy.
Cool. I'm just going to use this to just pimp other people's work because why not? Make sure you get Spedsy stuff.
Oh, I was kidding.
And then also the Moose 3. I'm in it. See, he printed my name. Not my comic, just I'm joking. Then my comic's in there too. So there you go. If you like Australian birds, I have that in there. So also I was at a comic convention, like a comic convention, like a little I suppose it was a convention in comics. I picked up Queenie Chan's book as well. She's a local Aussie artist. So lots of she does little comics about history stuff. Of course, I picked up the Chinese thing because why not? And then
next week?
Sorry?
Queenie Chan's actually on the show soon, I'm pretty sure.
Yes, next week.
Next week?
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah,
So tune in, fellas and ladies, and everybody and everything in between. And then also I'm on. Last week we had a South Australian artist, Shaden, and she has a Shader art page. The reason I bring it up because she has a TikTok page. She's new. She needs more followers. And it's really cool, like a cool little behind the scenes stuff how she draws. So, not everything on TikTok is just girls farting. Some stuff is. I'm doing it, but not everything. And then also
boys farting.
That's awesome. And then other than that, I'm on Sloppy Bunny Tunes on some social media.
You got Chris laughing so much he had to mute his microphone. we like laughing on this show, Chris. You don't have to mute.
We need a laugh track.
I'll remember that for next time.
Yeah. Angie Spice and all things nice.
Yeah, so let's go Angie now.
Yeah, I was actually there at Bradson last weekend. Is that the one you went to, Alex?
In Sydney? You were in Sydney last weekend?
I was there.
I didn't see you.
There. I know. That's okay.
I was there briefly for like half an hour, I think, because I had to do some other apartment hunting. So, and then afterwards, I just popped in for a bit. I saw Nicola and.
No. What a shame.
And then, if I would have known, I thought I'm surprised because I thought aren't you based in Victoria?
Yeah, but I was actually booked in to do that convention maybe like a year and a half ago, and then COVID fucked it up. I'm sorry, screwed it up. And then yeah, that's okay. I'll get over it.
I won't.
Would have been
I was
nice
like, I can't
to
believe you were
chat
there and I
though.
couldn't say
Oh
hi.
my God.
So
I must have
I feel.
blended in with the crowd. That's okay.
So
yeah.
I'll continue another week of never meeting any of you guys in real life. So
Yeah. I wasn't even there, and I'm kind of disappointed you guys didn't meet.
No, but I was. Yeah. Sorry. I just couldn't resist saying that. Yes, I was there last week. Not that it matters.
It does matter. It's cool. It
I was there
pivotal
too,
event,
Alex,
and I
just so
liked
you know.
it.
I didn't see either of you guys.
Yeah. I'm on Instagram, Andrew Spice Art, or you can check out my webtoon that I'm currently working on, a Hobart Rhapsody, and check out my Patreon account as well because you can read episodes early. And I'm also selling a few comics on a few of my stores, so yeah, check it out.
Cool.
Get to psychojanitor.com and everywhere else that great Australian comics are sold for issues of The Moose. I can be found on Instagram at a name that's not terribly tasteful at the moment, so I'll just leave that off the table. And also, I noticed this was getting plugged on the Wednesday night show. So for those lucky 25 people in the world who have a copy of Minty Frisket, start telling everyone how good it is, and we'll get it printed properly. Thanks to Officeworks. Cheers,
got
Nick.
one and it's great.
Nick Cleary with his own portal going on. Nice.
Yeah, it's really happening.
I need to upgrade mine.
Mine shut down.
Over to Ed.
All right. I've got Radical 1, 2, and 3 are available on the ComX shop. That's a sketch cover I did.
Nice.
And,
mate. Looking great.
ComX.shop and Ed Keasley Art on Instagram. So you can find artwork for all the other stuff I'm working on as well.
Awesome.
Oh, me? All right.
Don't start until Nick's ready. There we go.
Oh, yeah. That book's available in the comic shop, and we're with a lot of my other comics. Also at Owner Indie. Currently, I'm working on the Legend of Beowulf and Grendel, and last week I showed you some pencil drawings. Now I've been inking.
Cool.
Jeez.
Holy moly.
Nice
Very
work,
nice.
Dave.
Dave's a machine.
That's one page.
Wow.
Haven't finished this one. I was inking this one today.
Oh wow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Dave, do you have another 4 arms that you just never use on this show?
That's
Look at that
cool,
gratuitous
Alex.
butt shot. Nice.
The underlid butt.
I love the detail on that.
That's wicked, Dave.
That's a 22 pager that'll be, I don't know, finished soon. So yes, that's all from me. Thank you very much. Over to Shannon. Thanks, quick. Good on you.
I say this every time I'm on this show, but yes, RoboToon is coming. This was a page that I was working on to do a recap.
Bring that up,
of the
mate.
last
Bring
3
it up.
issues.
There
we go.
That looks pretty.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Dynamic.
that was fun. Not. you know it's been a while since you've drawn characters when you sit down to draw them and you have no idea what they look like.
You've got to remind yourself, look at your character sheets.
Go back to the old issues. But yeah, once 4 is all completed, I'm planning on doing new publishing of like 1, 2, 3, and 4. So people can get the whole set because the originals aren't really available anymore. So I've been doing that. I've also, at the beginning of the year, I started up a new YouTube channel. It's called Gung Ho Movie Maker. I've mostly been doing movie reviews, but I came up with an animated character to do that. So I just did my 6th one last week. I was reviewing, what was it, Firestarter? which is a terrible movie. Don't see it, but the review is really good, so watch that.
It's a good review.
I'm just thinking of
And I'm
songs.
currently working on a review of the Chippendale Rescue Rangers movie, which everybody should watch.
Don't spoil it.
Yeah,
I
we
want to
can't
watch
spoil
it.
it.
I'm not going to spoil a thing. You have to see this to believe it, but seriously,
Alex worked
you
on
gotta
it.
watch.
But this is not in the cinemas. Why is Disney not putting this on the big screen? Like I want to watch I want to watch what is it called? Ugly Sonic on the big screen.
Dude, spoilers.
Hey, Rescue Rangers, was that a Japanese cartoon?
Which one?
Which one?
Rescue Rangers.
No, it's
No,
Disney.
Disney.
it's a Disney one. It was late 80s, early 90s. I think it ran for about 3 years. They basically took the Chippendale chipmunk characters that used to just be a foil for Daffy Duck. They were
Daffy, no, Donald.
whichever.
Not the Chippendale that you're familiar with, Dave. It's not the Chippendales
they were going to do an
Dave,
animated
one of the
series based on the Rescuers, but they weren't allowed to do that, so they just took the concept and changed it a bit and threw Chippendale in there. It was pretty popular back when it was on.
Oh, yeah, Chippendale. Yeah.
Hmm.
Disney characters. Yeah, I mean,
That's the ones, yeah.
Indubitably. Remember that?
I'm glad you
Indubitably.
pronounced that.
Now spell it.
My tongue will explode if I try to say that word.
Yeah, I'm not gonna.
Well, tune in next week for Shannon Browning's tongue to explode. That's just look. I'd like to leave him on a cliffhanger. So that's our show now, right, Sis? We did it.
We did it.
I'm
It's
correct.
good.
We haven't forgotten
Great.
anything.
Awesome.
Did we introduce
I
Alex?
think we remembered everything now. Alex, did we forget anything?
No, I didn't even notice that you guys forgot the animation last week. I'm pretty sure you ended up putting it on.
No, yeah, I just nearly wrapped up the show without doing it.
Ah, well, that's okay.
I see the clock hit an hour. I'm just like, let's get out of here.
No, we're back to 1.5 hours today.
I look like J.K. Simmons' version of J. Jonah Jameson.
Yeah.
Yes, you do, Shannon.
Well, in the drawings, not in the real world.
Oh.
I look like a Neanderthal serial killer in the real world.
Well, I think that's it, Sis.
I think that's it.
I think it's up
Let's
to you to
wrap it
pull the
up. Thank you,
plug.
everyone.
Otherwise, we're just going to keep rabbiting on.
Yeah, it's true. Let's wrap it up. Thank you very much. See you all. Thank you for watching. And see you next week.
See you, everyone.
Thanks so much, peeps.
The show has died. It is dead. But in 1 week, like a phoenix, it will rise again. So stop the crying at once. Instead, head to ComX.shop and dry your tears on a copy of Amazing Tales by Dave Dye. The Devil's Toilet by Spedsy. ComX Presents featuring Ed Kearsley, Tony Menzie, Duncan Pranavicius, Peter Wilson, Lee Chalker, Zach George, and so much more. The list is longer than this outro. See you next Friday for more drinking and drawing. Alright Sizzle, press the button. Sizzle. Don't make me come over there and butter your crumpet. Sizzle, doink the thing. I shouldn't have to scold you like this in front of your friends. Slap your honk on the thing. Sizzle, I can see your cupcakes. I mean, they look delicious. Are those sprinkles? Sizzle, eat the button. I mean press it. Why would you